Hi, I want to do a talk and explain to you what Gandhi meant by the phrase that you've all heard of. First, they'll ignore you. Then, they'll laugh at you. Then they'll fight you. Then you'll win. What did he mean by that? And I want to put it into context with something called the market diffusion of innovation, which is a parabola. If you just Google or watch this presentation here, you can learn about it. But in many respects, what Gandhi was talking about, though he didn't know it, was this market diffusion of innovation. You see, what he's describing is the market diffusion of paradigms. A paradigm is a belief structure. So let's examine what he says and tie it to this law, the law of diffusion of innovation. Well, first they ignore you. The paradigm is so far away from theirs that they just don't even give it any attention. Then they laugh at you. Now the paradigm is kind of on their radar. It's outside of theirs, but it's so unbelievable to you because it's, again, so far away from what you know and what you think and how you were brought up that the notion is just laughable. Then they fight you. Well, what's happened now is the new paradigm has gained some traction. There's other people supporting it, and now it's in conflict, and it's threatening your own paradigm. You win. The paradigm takes place. It happens. It's ushered in. And what you thought you knew or what you thought was right turned out to be wrong, and you adapt to that, and you basically, join the new paradigm. You see, every innovation, whether it's the internet, whether it's the phone, whether it's the fax machine, whether it's the PC, whether it's the computer, everything, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, everything went through this market diffusion. The steam engine, for example, took over 400 years for it to be adopted. The fax machine, over 90 years. Tesla's idea of free energy is now just becoming an idea that's no longer crazy. You probably won't laugh at the idea or ignore the idea if I say, imagine everyone having free energy from solar power renewable energy that is crowdfunded globally by people giving $1, and these funds are used to launch, and as these entities generate, a 1%, 2% of the profits go into this fund, and it just continues until everyone has free power. Everyone can launch their own crowdfunding and motivate their own participants. Now, it doesn't sound like a crazy idea. Crowdfunding, to be honest with you, just a couple of years ago was somewhat of a crazy idea before it became commonplace or the market traction. So the next time you hear Gandhi's famous saying, you now understand how it applies. It applies to something called the Law of Diffusion and Innovation that you can watch, learn about, and ultimately it applies to what I'm doing because I'm trying to disrupt something called the startup and turn it into something called the found up. And depending on where you lie on my paradigm, it's a new paradigm shift. So you're either going to ignore it like it's completely crazy, you're going to laugh at it like that's a stupid idea, startups are fine, why do we need to change it? You're either going to fight it. No, I make my money off startups. I don't want you changing it and decentralizing and making it open to everyone. The same goes to my paradigm shift called the Open Corp. The Open Corp is a corp anyone can join. You can go to foundups.com and join our Open Corp for as little as $1. You get shares, equity, you get, we will buy dollars from you for found up dollars, and you will be able to use and spend those found up dollars on in our paradigm, in our game system. So I'm introducing a couple paradigm shifts, and ultimately it's up to you to understand that the further they lie away from what you know, the more ludicrous, the more crazy, the more absurd they seem. Thanks. My name is Michael Trout. Thanks for watching this show.